Hello there guys and girls, this is the Prussian Prince with another Rome 2 tournament match. And this is going to be me against Llewelin of Agartha. This is the Team Dignitas Rome 2 Invitational tournament. This is a best of 3 in the first round of their tournament. Basically it was a one-day tournament organized in December of 2014. I'm just not saying last year because, you know, what if you're watching this game 2 years into the future or something? And if you are, please leave a comment. So I would like to hear what you want to say, how the future is. Anyway, basically in this tournament, at least until the finals or so, you have to pick your faction pool. I believe it was 5 factions, and then you get to do picks and bans. And at the end, like, if the tiebreaker is necessary, you have only one faction remaining, so you can't really choose. But basically, I picked something like Armenia, Tylus, Epirus, and I think Rome. Yeah, and I can't really remember what Llewelin picked, but obviously he picked Tylus, I think Galatia, and not quite sure what else. Rome, but I forgot the last faction he picked, I think. I don't remember. Maybe Parthia or something? I don't know, honestly. Anyway, I'm gonna go over the builds, but I have quite a peculiar Armenian build. So I have 3 horse archers on my left flank. And you can see that I have no melee infantry whatsoever in this game. That is right. Skirmishes and cav, that's the thing. So yeah, 3 horse archers. For the rest of the cav, I have 2 Persian cav on the right, on my right flank, 3 Persian cav in the middle, and an Eastern cataphract with a Persian cav on the left flank. Again, Royal Cataphract, general for me as well. Persian cav is quite good and can do quite well in numbers. You can bring a lot of them if you want to. But Eastern cataphracts overall, they are better, but they're more expensive as well. But this spam with Persian cav and skirmishers might actually be quite effective. So I'm gonna go over my general. He is of course Royal Cataphract, and he is strategist because I want to continue trample charging like crazy. As for my skirmisher force, 3 Eastern archers on my left flank because they have limited ammunition, and so using them wisely, which is just firing at the unshielded side of enemy units, will be very important for me. Now in the center again, 3 Eastern slingers, and right flank 3 Eastern slingers. So that is basically my build. Now I'm gonna go over Llewelyn's build, which by the way is quite a powerful build, I can tell you already. So 2 Levy Freemen on his left flank, 2 Levy Freemen on his right flank. In terms of cavalry, he has 3, 4, 5 heavy horse. It's quite good to bring against Armenia, I feel, because once you stop their cavalry with your infantry, then you can charge in with your own cavalry and make sure that they can't pull out. It's especially is annoying when you have cataphracts as Armenia, for instance. But anyway, he also has 3 Celtic skirmishers. Interesting choice by him to bring those instead of, say, bows or something else. Then we have Celtic. Did I say Celtic? I meant Celtic. I think that's the proper way to call him. Then he has a main line of probably 6 sword followers. Let's see. Indeed, 6 sword followers and another Celtic warrior on his right flank. So basically 2 Celtic warriors in total, I think. Is it? No, I don't think so. It's just 1 then? Yeah, I guess it's 1. Yeah, it is 1. And his general is in an Oath-Sworn unit. He is... What kind of general is he? Okay, he is a strategist general, of course, since he's an Oath-Sworn unit. Basically, you shall see me trying to skirmish this game. I'm not actually pushing up my Persian cav close enough, so this could be an opportunity that Llewelin could seize with his cavalry. What I'm doing here, because it's quite a mistake that my Persian cav is quite far away. You'll see that I'm actually slipping with my micro, because the build I'm trying to use here is very ballsy, and it's quite difficult to use, in fact, because you have to kill his cavalry, like for sure. That's like your first main priority with this build, and I'm getting some really nice shots off into his heavy horse here. And here I get a charge off with my Persian cav. Not ideal though, because he wisely pulls back the heavy horse that is getting charged and gets in with another heavy horse. But now I get a charge with my Ro8 cataphracts and Persian cav. Not the best though. Should have had one cavalry unit charging into the sword followers here. Now my horse archers, I should be using them to target the Osor in general, but here comes again a ballsy Persian cav charge, but I see that he's out of position, so now I'm gonna be able to pull out my Eastern cataphracts, hopefully out of here. But as you can see, they're already taking lots of damage, despite doing insane work on his units. That Celtic warrior, just look at it. Now I'm pulling out over here as well as I engage, but javelins into my cataphracts, that really hurts my units a lot. He's actually gonna be able to catch my Persian cav by charging them into the rear. This is quite bad for me. But he's actually forgetting his Osor in general right here, so I should have just turned on heavy shot. Now he's moving him and just went in with my horse archers to deal the damage. Get another charge with Persian cav. Should be able to rout that heavy horse, definitely. But my Persian cav is now taking javelin fire from sword followers and Celtic skirmishers. This unit is kind of gone. Now this blob over here isn't good for me. He's actually going to try and pull through, which means that he's going to take some casualties. Look at him, he's trying. He actually got through, but he couldn't do it, because he got stuck on my one Persian cavalry, and now my Eastern archers can do a lot of damage here. But here's the thing. I have killed a lot of his heavy horse, my Eastern cataphracts, but I haven't been as efficient as I would like to. So again, it's really difficult, and here I get shot, but I'm trying to do my best to stop his cavalry unit. And here is very important Eastern cataphract charge by me stopping that one heavy force, so now I can actually continue firing into the blob here. I get another Persian cav charge here, obliterating a lot of men here in the sword follower, but it's not really enough. Now I'm gonna try and get Persian cavalry into the Celtic skirmishers, so this could be a nice move for me, but I've lost so much cavalry and not enough damage was done, I feel, and he still has heavy horse, so this wasn't optimal by me by any means, and I still haven't been able to get any shots off on his general. He's wisely keeping it back. But now I'm getting some charges off with my Persian cav, and heavy horse are going to do so much damage. Eastern archers over here routing off the field. And I'm trying to now trample charge and use battle rhythm on my general. So you'll see it just get so much work done here with this charge and stopping all these units. But heavy horse are pulling out so they can get around and into my Eastern archers. Again, this one Eastern archer might actually die, but no. Lots of fire is being poured there. And look at this one Persian cav unit just doing so much damage. Now I'm trying to use my Eastern slingers to target his unit, but I think my cavalry will die beforehand. My Ro8 cataphract general has taken so much damage. Now I'm trying to pull him out, but this is the late game situation that I kind of wanted, as you can see he has so little cav left. He has, what is this, 3 heavy horse, right? 3 heavy horse out of 5. I also have very little cav left. If I had like the cavalry units I had in the beginning, this would be quite easy for me. But I'm kind of wasting Persian cav right now. I shouldn't be using them like this, even though it's very efficient. I should be using them to defend my my archers and stuff, but my archers here might actually get caught. And look, my horse archers. Now I'm trying to go for the Oathsworn, but I haven't been able to kill any Oathsworn whatsoever. So here, soon enough, I'm gonna notice, okay, this is really bad for me, so I have to do something. I'm firing still into the east, to the shielded side here, so it's kind of annoying. I can't really get the shots off that I want. And here, my Persian cav might actually get caught. So do I charge in here? I wonder. With it, I don't know, or if I just let it get chased, we'll see. But I get my my horse archers here into the Levy Freeman. He does shoot some jabs though, and I can't rout the Levy Freeman, so that was not the best move by me, I guess. But I just want to stop him so I can fire. My Eastern slingers did some odd things right here, but yeah, here I kind of got caught, so I want to do it as much damage as I can with Persian cav. If I can kill his heavy horse, like, I'm really confident that I can win this battle without heavy horse on his side, because I still have my general, I still have some Persian cav that I can use. And here I'm actually going to use Persian cav to charge sword followers frontally. Could be a mistake by me, as he does have Celtic skirmishers that he could use. Let's see. Still horse archers around. So yeah, here I go. Frontal cav charge into sword followers. Very good, but I also get some horse archers into the Celtic skirmishers, because I think my horse archers are kind of out of ammo. But his Persian cavalry, yeah, it's doing so much work, it's killing a lot, but is it really doing what it needs to do? And I'm talking about me just not being able to... Like, I'm still doing so much damage here, routing so many units, but here's the thing. He still has heavy horse, so I need this Persian cav. I just need it to be able to do enough damage to those heavy horse. And I basically lost my Persian cav. And yes, it's done damage, but it hasn't done what it needed to do. And look at this one Eastern Archer, still firing at the sword follower. And look at this Horse Archer, actually doing a lot of work here. I mean, I could be using the Horse Archer like this, it's alright, but me losing the Persian cav like that is totally unnecessary when... I mean, yeah, it did so much damage, but there wasn't enough of a follow-up. And, like, I could have done that, I guess, if he had no heavy horse on the field. But with heavy horse on the field for him, this is quite risky, as he still can catch me. But, yeah, I'm also going to be using heavy shot here and dealing with this Celtic warrior quite nicely, I feel. It's just going to die. Some cap charges will actually kill it. Wasting some shots with my Eastern Slingers here, when I could have used like Persian cav or something to charge in and charge out, but it's alright because Slingers have a lot of ammo, and I think I have enough ammo to finish this game basically. But you can see right now that the Celtic warriors haven't really done anything, as they shouldn't really be able to do much against Armenia anyway, because once they get charged, especially by cataphracts, they'll just be dead almost instantly. So yeah, and you can see that the Ulstron General 4, my opponent Llewelin, has not been touched at all, I think. Maybe some HP damage by the Persian cav that was engaging the skirmishes as the Ulstron came into support, but probably very little. So you can see that, yeah, I still have quite the chances here, and basically all I'm worried about is the heavy horse, because if I can kill the heavy horse, I think I can win this game. So that's what I'm banking on right now, but we will see. I'm pulling away my Eastern Archers. Quite surprised that he wasn't using this heavy horse to kill my Eastern Archer here. He actually, he's actually not slipping a little bit with his micro in this stage of the game, because he's not like actually going for my skirmishers properly, I think, which is why it's not working so well for him, I think. Anyway, you can see my Horse Archers actually wasting volleys into Levy Freeman. This is not good. I should be targeting the Ulstron, but I guess I was trying to kill this unit because I was afraid of actually getting cut off, but I still have a long way to go before I reach the red line, so kiting will work so well for me at this point, I think. Especially, I still have this Persian cav that's 7 men, so if I can keep it on the field and then be able to support and hold the heavy horse even for a few moments, I'll be able to shoot it and kill it. Again, wasting shots into Levy Freeman, but these guys will die rapidly and will be able to allow me to make a breakthrough and possibly get around him at some point. Again, Eastern Slingers here. I mean, I gotta target this one unit because otherwise, like, my units could do weird things if I gave them attack orders on the old Zorn. So yeah, here Horse Archers will be able to kill this one Levy Freeman quite efficiently here. You'll be able to see it's red morale, so I mean it should be able to rout. So now I'm gonna pull it out because yeah, it's already lost so many units and it's routed off the field. I waste some shots again, not ideal. When I should be actually, again, I should be putting my Horse Archers behind here, behind his Old Storm, just constantly putting the pressure on. But I think I was just afraid of heavy horse, but now I see that he's got them on one flank. And I actually think that at this point, if he say put one heavy horse here, one heavy horse here, one heavy horse here, I'd have such a hard time microing to make sure that a heavy horse don't get into my forces, that it would be so hard for me. Like, but him blobbing his heavy horse is a bad idea, I think, and not splitting them up right now, because I have what, only 2 capable cavalry units, and both of them are really not in the best shape, even though his aren't either. And look, now that he's actually going in here, I'm gonna be able to get rid of one heavy horse unit. One heavy horse unit is off the field. He's got 3 heavy horse left. So that Eastern Archer kind of doing a lot of work for me here. So I'm very happy about that Eastern Archer, because it got one heavy horse off the field. So again, one cavalry unit basically wasted for him already, when he should be going in after the infantry. Or if he wants to do that, he should be doing it like by splitting his forces and giving some infantry time to, his infantry some time to get in. Again, getting shots off on sword followers, not as effective as it could be, but I want to get them off the field as quickly, because look, there's gonna be another sword follower coming in soon. And here this horse archer is dangerously close to him. I guess I could have moved this horse archer around, trying to get around and hit his old sword in the rear. Same with these two, like this is not the way I should be using my horse archers right now. I should be targeting the old sword, because with barbarians, what they really need is morale. Just think about him not having a general and me just being able to mop. Like, once his general is gone, his units will rout so quickly, especially the levy freemen. And look, sword followers here are gonna die. I'm actually focusing fire with them, which is not focusing fire on them, which is probably not the best idea, considering that horse archers here. But look, sword followers, even so few of them, actually will be able to kill my horse archers. So even like less than 20 will be able to do quite well here, surprisingly so. Their shield wall, and they do finally rout, but that wasn't as cost effective as I want. Fortunately though, I do make his Oathsworn turn around, so at this point I'm like, okay, my horse archers probably will die, so I might as well just keep them in melee. Actually no, I do move them out, but I think they rout anyway, so I should have kept them in the melee engagement. But look, this Oathsworn general for him is now taking so much damage, because I was firing at his rear and at his right flank. Like, now I can actually fire at him with 4 Eastern Slingers. This will do so much damage. And also, horse archers still on the field for me, so I did actually keep them somehow. Now look, Oathsworn's 85, but they get some jabs in. Don't really do much, and they don't have jabs anymore, so this, I think, so this could be very good for me, because if the Oathsworns can't throw any jabs at my Royal Cataphract General, my Royal Cataphract General will just be able to do so much this game. Look at the power bar, it's actually favoring me quite a bit now. I guess it's because I have a lot of a lot of ammo on my slingers still. Like, they've barely used any ammo. I think most of them have over half the ammo left. So definitely enough to win me this battle. But yeah, you can see I'm still kiting away. This sword follower is annoying me, so I'm trying to focus it and get rid of it. But this is not really efficient firing. I should be firing with one unit and then pulling this other unit here, but I guess I'm scared of this heavy horse that's coming around, so I'm gonna try and get horse archers in. Like, this is a very, very scary moment for me, because this one heavy horse, like, it could take down my horse archers, so I will have to use my horse archers potentially against that one heavy horse. So I do decide to charge it, and I think I kind of give attack orders on it, but Eastern Slingers do weird things. And here he makes a mistake. He chases the wrong Eastern Slinger unit when he could have actually gotten into the Eastern Slingers here. But he allowed me to get some much needed damage done on his heavy horse. Even one volley on 2 units was enough. Eastern Slingers here get caught, but are not really going to be taking too much damage. Of course, they lost like 10 men, 11, 12 now, which is significant. But here my Eastern Slingers do get charged by 12 heavy horse, and even 12 heavy horse are annoying as hell. He might be able to rout the Eastern Slingers too. So this is really bad by me, but finally I can get the Royal Cataphract around. Thing is, there's still this heavy horse over here, but let's look at it. It's moving too far ahead, so will it actually connect with my archers? No, I get some shots off before it turns around, and it's really damaging, and it might actually rout off the field. It's 10 men left, it's 8. Does it rout? Does it rout? No, I guess it will stabilize. Unfortunate for me. I'm trying to get my Royal Cataphract around, but the heavy horse, the 2 heavy horse are wavering but not routing. And unfortunate for me, but this Oathsworn is now totally out of position, and I've got such concentrated fire on it. Just look at it go. It's down to 78 now. All these Eastern Slingers are just doing so much damage here. I'm pressing F, and I actually wonder what it does. I want to press D instead of F to move the camera around. But look, this one Persian cavalry unit, such a hero, stopping this Oathsworn, allowing me to shoot and get more shots off. Look, the Oathsworn is down to 60 men, 56 men. Now I'm gonna get out of here before it can actually reach me, but kind of pulling away at the wrong angle. Here's the thing, this one sword follower is already on my flank, and there are a couple more sword followers here, so at this point I get another horse archer charge into the Oathsworn. They're down to 53 men, they have taken so much HP damage. But here, I'm not actually microing my Royal Cataphract properly. I should be charging into the sword follower, because this is really close stuff. Like, if I can kill... Okay, his heavy horse actually got shot to pieces. They should both rout. They both do rout. Now I can get Eastern Slingers through here, but he's gonna be able to... He immediately moves around Levy Freeman. And look, Cav charge here into the sword followers. And finally, I'm gonna be activating Trample and Battle Rhythm. And I'm gonna go straight into his Oathsworn General, who doesn't have Javelins anymore, which is quite important. And my Cataphract General has 24 men left, 136 kills. It's gonna continue getting through. And it can, because this is such a wide formation. I get into the Levy Freeman as well. Really good, kind of like rear flank charge. Everything is wavering and routing. Oathsworn's wavering because General recently died. For Llewelin, and all his units are wavering at this point. I've got so many Eastern Slingers left. At this point, I can do so much damage. And this is game, so I still have a lot of ammo on my Eastern Slingers left that I can use. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think. Or 8 skirmishers, so this worked out quite well for me, as you can see from the statistics. Eastern Slingers got a very important kills, even though they didn't get many overall, and they still didn't use a lot of their ammo. And Persian Cav, they did alright overall. Well, some of them did quite well, but a lot actually died for no reason. But Horse Archers, so much damage, so definitely did well. But I could have done even better with the Horse Archers by just targeting the Oathsworn General of Llewelin. Like, there were definitely moments where I could have done better, but just microing it with this kind of army is so difficult, and you have to think about so many things at the same time. It's just crazy. But yeah, game one goes... Game 1 of this match goes to me, so we shall see game 2 how it goes in just a moment. So here is game 2. I'm playing as Tylus against Galatia. And I'm going to be showing you my build in just a moment. So, sorry about that. Let's see what I've got on this map, which is actually Armavir, and he picked this map, whereas I picked the Metosena last game. I forgot to mention. And that's why I picked the Metosena, because I had that faction and that particular build, I suppose, against the Boyai. So I thought on that map I could do it, and it worked out for me. Even though it wasn't the best execution, it was still alright, I guess. Then let's see here. Again, since it's Armavir, he has a really nice downhill advantage, which I'm kind of like I wasn't really happy with my chances, despite the fact that I have Tylus against Galatia. I think Tylus can beat Galatia. And it's up to Galatia to do all sorts of crazy things to beat Tylus. Because, let's see, I'm actually gonna go over the builds. Stop rambling. 3 raiding horsemen on my left flank. Then up front, of course, I have 6 tribal warriors. Why wouldn't you bring 6 tribal warriors? Well, I guess there are builds without them, and then there are builds with 5 tribal warriors, and so on and so forth. There are some variations, but 6 tribals is something you usually see with Tylus because it's max 6 of the same unit. Otherwise, people would just be spamming tribals, I guess. Anyway, let's see. I also have a Celtic warrior on each flank, and I believe it is 3 Gallo-Thracian infantry and 2 Levy Freemen. Then I have an Oathsworn over here, and my general in a noble horse unit, and he is commander. I brought a noble horse general unit because I was afraid of him sniping my my Oathsworns if it was like in a general unit, so that's why I did what I did. Now I'm gonna go over the build of Llewelin. So he has a Cappadocian Cav on each flank. His general is a noble horse, strategist general, by the way. And he has, let's see, 1 levy freeman on his far right, 1 levy freeman here, and another here. So I guess at least 3 levy freemen. He does have 2 mercenary Syrian archers, by the way, which will be really annoying because they do so much damage to tribal warriors, even frontally. Softening them up for Galatian legionaries to do the job, the dirty job, I guess, of actually cutting them down in melee. So I'm trying to get around with raiding horse, but he does a really smart thing with Levy Freeman here, stopping me from getting the proper angles with the raiding horse and from actually being able to kill his cavalry. So that's really good by Llewelin over there, but his main line, I can't actually see what he has for main line, because part of it is in the forest, which is kind of annoying me because I can't see what I have to do this battle. But again, infantry spam battles are not really my thing. I don't have too much experience with it, especially in the latest patch, but we'll see. Here I'm trying to do damage, but I can't get around because of the Levy Freeman, even with that 1 raiding horse. And still he's annoying me so much with the Syrian archers. But let's see the rest of Llewelyn's build. You can actually see more of it right now, but he's got 3 Galatian legionaries over there and 3 Galatian legionaries over here. So maybe he doesn't actually have anything in the forest, I don't know. Then he has 2 Galatian swords here. 2 Galatian swords here on his flanks. Oh, he does actually have something in the forest. So Galatian swords and then Galatian swords. So 6 Galatian swords in total. That's quite an interesting formation by him, actually, to put 2 in the center and then 2 on each flank. So not like 3 on each flank. Peculiar choice. But I guess he does know what he's doing, since he's been playing this game for quite a bit of time and has a lot of experience, and of course he's very good. Then I do try something here with the raiding horsemen. I see that he has his Syrian archers are totally out of position. Well, at least I thought that they continued to be running up forward, but then when I had my cavalry around here is when he pulled back his Syrian archers, and cavalry in Rome 2 is much slower, so I thought I could get to the Syrian archers, but he actually continued pulling them back, and he got back so far that it was basically impossible for me to get to the Syrians. And look at the amount of damage I took on my raiding horse. I lost 15 raiding horse for nothing, basically. Probably, maybe some HP damage on this raiding horse, but I don't think so. But still, 15 raiding horse is quite a bit, and this raiding horse lost 2 men. My raiding horse right now are not really achieving anything, but the best way to use them in this scenario would be to kill his Cappadocian Cav, because his Cappadocian Cav, despite not getting too many kills against, say, tribal warriors and Celtic warriors, well, actually it could kill Celtic warriors, but against Galathracians and tribals, won't be able to get too many kills. But what it will be able to do, though, is stop my charges, which would allow his Galatian legionaries to win, and also do a lot of cool stuff, like charging through and then pulling out and then hitting the rear of my unit. That would be so effective. So here I actually kind of do get into his Syrian archers and will be able to kill a few of them, but again, he's using his javelins, and actually this may, like, if I had my infantry closer, this may have been really good for me, because he then would have used all his jabs on my cavalry units, then I would have been able to push through much quicker. But you can see my formation is kind of like really weird right now, so he's gonna be able to fight me downhill. He's actually pulling back, but so I do get some nice jabs into his Galatian legionaries, but here comes a brilliant move by him. Downhill charge with Cappadocian Cap. Of course, I shield wall, because you kind of have to. And here he's gonna support with Levy Freeman, tank some of the damage, and then go in with Galatian swords. Here, of course, his Cappadocian Cap will end up taking a lot of damage as it pulls out as well, but does get some much needed kills, and now I'm kind of blobbed over here because of that. I gave attack orders with these units onto the cavalry unit because I wanted to get Pila off, but unfortunately I guess I did, but now they're all blubbed up and I can't do anything about it. And the engagement's starting over here too, but look at his huge flanking maneuver. His flanking maneuver is actually a bit too long. So this engagement over here so far, I'll be able to kill this Cappadocian. But look, again, downhill charges by Llewelin will be able to secure him the victory on this side. Again, I try to get through this small gap with my raiding horse, but he does a smart thing and targets them temporarily with Syrian archers, and he's got his noble horse around to support. Look at this Cappadocian cav, it's dying so quickly. So here you can see that noble horse for me are kind of in a rough spot. Like, I'm not sure what to do with them. My main line has basically lost with Tylus against Galatia, especially when you have Oathsworns. Not really supposed to happen, but because of the Cappadocian cav charges and the nice micro by Llewelin, like, he actually knows how to micro infantry engagements quite well. Like, he was able to just get the good engagements off against me. I get my Levy Freeman over here, but and I do shield wall with Oathsworn. Oathsworn will destroy these Galatian legionaries, and Levy Freeman will support to make sure that my Oathsworns don't get flanked. Also have more tribals, but here's the thing. Yeah, I'm killing a lot of units, and here my noble horse actually wrecked the whole unit of Levy Freeman. But the problem for me is that those Syrians did so much HP damage, then his Cappadocian cav stopped my charges and also did more HP damage and allowed him to charge. Like, there are so many things, and then of course the downhill charge for him. There are so many things going well for him in this battle. So many factors allowing him to get a good engagement off. And again, nice flanking maneuver by him. Of course, I do send my tribals here, which should mop up the Galatians, but this just destroyed one full unit of mine over here on this flank. It's actually shield walling here, which is very bad for his unit because it's not actually engaging, so that's a mistake by him. But again, I don't actually have a flank where I'm winning, I think. My left flank, yeah, my left flank I guess will win, but center is kind of broken. Yeah, this tribal warrior here might actually beat the Galatian legionary, but look, this side is kind of gone for me. This side it will also lose for me, even though I've got tribal warriors. Because he's got another Galatian legionary that hasn't actually done anything. He's kind of forgetting to micro those units there, but look, his noble horse and this one Galatian is gonna get through here. Oathsworn is surprisingly not doing the greatest job against his Galatians. Not quite sure why. But the noble horse of Llewelin doing so much damage, also rear charging into the Oathsworn. We'll be getting some kills. And my noble horse hasn't really done as much of a job. I'm trying to pull it out, but I'm gonna end up losing men in the process. And he does notice that, so he's just gonna be charging into the rear of my swords. So very nice moves here by Llewelin. He's also gonna get his Cappadocians around, and again hit the rear of my tribals and my Galathracians. So this is not going too well for me, and he's targeting those Oathsworns with Syrian archers, which he should definitely be doing. It's gonna mean that his Galatian legionaries will actually win the engagement against my Oathsworns. And then here you can see Cappadocian cav getting 40 kills, which is quite nice for him, but especially with rear charges into tribal warriors, but it's not doing too much. It is assisting him in the fight. I'm gonna try and get 7 noble horse into his mercenary Syrian archers, but for some reason they do odd things, even though I gave them orders to attack the Syrian archers. But at this point it doesn't matter anyway, because you can see that my units are pretty much just losing the main engagement all over the line, and that is game. So game number 2 does go to Llewelin, and we are now tied 1-1. Raiding horse for me, worthless almost. Noble horse general did some work, but for him, his noble horse just destroyed me. His Cappadocians did a lot of good work. His Syrian archers, like, basically the support for him was there to allow his Galatian legionaries to mop up my tribals. And then, of course, let's see, how many swords did I have? So I had 11 swords. He had, I believe, 12. Yeah, he had 12 swords, so it was going to be difficult for me to pull something out here, considering the way that he played this. Like, he played this really well. I guess I could have done some things better, but just with an Armavir downhill advantage, that makes it really difficult to win on this, here when you're playing against playing with an infantry spam against an infantry spam, which is basically what you'll see on this map as well, because it's super forested. Anyway, that was game 2, and game 3 is going to be Epirus against I believe it's Lusitani, so I'll see you in a moment. So this is game 3, playing as Epirus against Llewelin's Lusitani, as I said earlier. And I thought, okay, Lusitani, you're gonna have really bad armor. I should be able to crush through his melee line, right? With constant cavalry charges and really sweet, I suppose, shots, volleys with my skirmishers. But here's the thing. So Epirus has Thessalian Cav. Thessalian Cav isn't as good as Persian Cav. Then the skirmisher force isn't as good as what Armenia has either. So something to keep in mind. Even though I have mercenary Cretan archers and Rhodian slingers, those are really good, but I don't have cheap, good skirmishers like Eastern slingers. I don't have a unit like that. I have archers, I guess, lots of missile damage for a cheap price, but not really what I want. Anyway, I'm gonna go over my build. So Hellenic Royal Cav General Commander. Then I have a lot of cavalry again. So 3 Tarentine cavalry. Not a really good skirmish unit. Probably should have brought something else instead. Because these guys, they have a lot of armor, but not quite good melee stats. And not the best skirmish cav unit. Anyway, 3 Thessalians on this flank. And then 2 Thessalians in the middle, and a Thessalian cav and a mercenary Italian cav on my right flank. So 6 Thessalians and an Italian cavalry unit, and my Hellenic Royal Cavalry, because it's max 8 cavalry. I basically have 8. Then the 3 Tarentine cavalry, they don't count because it's just melee and shock cavalry. Then in terms of skirmishing forces, I have 4 Eastern archers my left flank, 3 Rhodian slingers in the center, and then an archer and a Cretan archer on my right flank. I was feeling really confident about this before the battle started, because it's like Epirus against Lusitani, and I wasn't gonna risk by bringing an elephant as Epirus. Epirus does have that option, but I was afraid that it would get javelined to death. Maybe I should have, not quite sure though, because he has a lot of jabs himself. So yeah. And let's actually go over his build. So up front he has 4 Scutari spearmen. Then supporting them he does have, well, I'm gonna go over his cav because it's much easier. He has, I believe it is 2, 3, 4, 5, I think it's 5 Scutari cav and 1 Iberian cavalry. His general unit is a Lusitani noble, of course, and strategist. Let's see, what else does he have? In terms of sword infantry, he has 2 veteran shield warriors on his left flank, and then 3 Iberian swords in the middle. I guess he wants to use them there since they have even lower armor. They're right behind Lusitani guerrillas as well. Low armor as well for them. And let's see, 2 more veteran shield warriors. So has a lot of infantry and quite a bit of cav as well. And this time I guess he actually expected me to bring this kind of army, and he countered it quite well, I think. But I was like, okay, Lusitani is just gonna get destroyed by Epirus. At least that's what I thought. But again, maybe I should have brought the elephant unit. We'll see though. So here comes the engagement. I'm gonna have to charge this Thessalian Scutari because I don't want my archers to get shot at or like engaged. So this is alright, I have to do this. I'm gonna focus my archers on that Scutari, but here's the problem for me. My right flank is not really doing anything. It's not actually in position to fire here. And I'm gonna be able to, okay, pull out 1 Thessalian and then charge in with another. This is alright so far for me, it's not too bad, but here's the main problem. I didn't use the Thessalian here to stop his Scutari cav, and I noticed the Scutari cav far too late. So right now he's just gonna get 2 Scutari cav through and maul my skirmishers there. And it's like, okay, this is really bad for me at this point. I think, yeah, I was like, what is going on here? And that went really, really poorly for me. Then on the right flank, it's not doing anything for me. Again, this Rhodian slingers have shot a bit, but haven't really gotten any kills. And Scutari Cav just doing what they need to do. I had to engage my Tarentines. Even if the Scutari Cav dies, look, oh, he's actually not doing the proper thing with Scutari Spearman. He's not supporting the Cav fight here. So it could have been even better for him, but here comes another Scutari Cav charge. Hitting my skirmishers. And here, again, Scutari Spearman, like, and Cavalry just going through and destroying my skirmishers. Like, my micro suffered heavily this battle. Same thing here. There's just so much to track, and I guess I wasn't prepared somehow, like, micro slipping. I mean, at some point, I don't know what I was doing, but I wasn't doing much. I was sitting around looking at my units and not actually microing, and I don't know why I did that. It's very, very odd. I'm getting some shots off here with Tarentine Cav into the Scutari Spearmen so I can kill them, but my Hellenic Royal Cav is in trouble. I don't have a lot of cavalry left, and his Scutari Cav will beat my Italian Cav. My Thessalian Cav, sure, I might be able to kill that one Scutari Cav, but has this cavalry unit here, and he has Iberian cavalry. I still have a lot of skirmishers, but how am I going to be able to do this? Because these are archers. They're quite depleted. They don't have as much ammo. And look at this move now by him. Well, he's still going to be able to mop this up here, because look at my Cretan archers. This Iberian unit, I'm trying to run away from him and pull away so that I can continue kiting, but there's very little I can do. I should have actually pulled this way if I could, but now I'm going to be like, okay, time to fire at the Iberian cavalry, but it's already too late. It's engaged with my Rhodian slingers, and here I have to stop his Scutari spearmen, and I have to go for a charge with Tarentine cavalry. But here I have to pull out the Thessalians again, and I have to stop the Scutari here. Look at this Scutari, so many kills, and finally I can kill it with Cretan archers. That's really good by me, but he got this Iberian cavalry through. And yeah, I'm gonna get the Thessalian Cav, and I probably will rout the Iberian Cav, but the Iberian Cav has basically paid for itself. And my archers doing nothing here. Again, Tarentine cavalry charging, trying to stop him. I'm actually doing a decent job with the Tarentines somehow, even though they're not the greatest units. Getting some shots off onto the veteran shield warriors, but not really something to write home about. And I'm gonna start getting my Thessalians. Let's give them a charge here into these sword units, the veteran shield warriors. Pretty decent charge, especially with the Hellenic Royal Cav, but here's the problem. Supporting units with javelins should kill a few of those horses. Some wasted javelins for him here with the swords. Only killed like... I don't think it killed any single archer unit here, but Tarentine cavalry charging again and again. 90 kills on this one, 58 on this one. Surprising amount of work done by them in melee, but still far too many infantry units for Llewelin at this point. And my Tarentine cavalry here getting some nice kills on the Scutari. Probably I'm gonna try and do it again. I'm actually gonna go for this Scutari, but the Tarentines gonna be off the field soon. I tried to hold off his forces as much as possible to give my archers time to actually turn around and fire. And here, this is gonna be a great engagement for me. Scutari are not braced at all, and my Thessalians get a nice clean charge into them, decimating that single unit. Again, same thing's gonna happen here, just 53 men left, but the problem is the javelins. The javelins will just do so much damage to my cavalry. My archers are gonna get caught here. This unit at least should rout off the field. Gonna try and get the Thessalians around, but at this point, okay, this unit has done so much work for me, and it's gonna go into an Iberian swordsman that's still running, and look, there we go. Again, demolished in the charge. 212 kills on this unit, and still 48 men left. Quite a lot of damage done by it. And look, it might even rout off the field. This one Thessalian, I wish all my Thessalians in this game were like that. And look, now that it got through, it's gonna go for another charge into the Iberian swordsman. Massive damage was done to them. Now I'm gonna run out because I don't want jabs in my face. But look, I already took so much damage on my Thessalians. 30 men left and 230 kills. But basically everything routs at this point. This Thessalian should as well. And I believe believe it's gonna rout, and it's shattered. The hero of Thessalian is off the field, despite getting so many kills. The other Thessalians were not really up to par with this Thessalian. I guess one had 85, but nothing came even close to this Nook. It still had the most men by the end of the battle, and was the last unit to survive. Pretty cool Thessalian. But look, skirmishers, yeah, they got some kills, but not really the amount of kills I wanted them to get at all. Tarentines, surprisingly well. These two. This one didn't really. Leonid Royal Cav kind of wasted, and his Lusitani force, you can see, he didn't lose much. He only lost about half his army, and the Scutari Cav, yeah, most of it died by endgame, but it didn't matter. He did enough damage to my skirmishers and to my cavalry that he was able to surround me, and the Scutari Spearmen also got a few amount of kills. Of course, Iberian swordsmen and veteran shield warriors and stuff were almost untouched for the end of the battle, and that is basically game. So Llewelin advances to the semifinals because this was a round of 8 match. Basically, it was an 8-player tournament. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more, don't forget to comment and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Share the video, and I'll see you next time.